All right, guys, we have another project here. It wasn't one that was on the docket, but I was down seeing my family on Sunday, and my brother talked to me and said, hey, the go-kart the kids have been riding, the Scorpion RT from American SportWorks, hasn't been running in 3 years. Kids aren't using it. Do you want to give it a little kick, get a little love? So we have back here one of the very first videos I put up. I think I put this video up for this on January 15th, 2019. And I think at that point I had owned a GoPro for all of 2 weeks and was just starting to figure out if I would enjoy doing YouTube tutorials and mentorships and teardowns. So let's take a look at this one. Tell you what, this has been a summer for rain, and here we go, it's raining again. But here this little beast is. All right, it's raining, and it's raining harder and harder, so I'm gonna get the trailer put away, get this set up over by the shed. Well, Max is investigating the woods. He's a city pup, so this seems to be very new to him. He is loving playing in the ferns here. He's all kinds of excited and wound up. Isn't that right, buddy? All right, so he's hanging with us. Josh and I are gonna start getting into the go-kart here. So we know a few things I've noticed. If I can get light down in here, and if I can get my finger on it, right there, the EGR is wide open. And see right there, it should be the exhaust reclamation kind of setup there, gone. So that's just a wide open hole in the exhaust. And because of that, when you ride this, it is loud, 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 loud right behind your head. So we're gonna deal with that. You also see the seat here is starting to rot apart. The wood is just all delaminating. So we're gonna get the seat off so we can take a look at that. And I want to get up on blocks because I want to feel through all the hubs here. I have a hunch that some of these hubs are pretty loose. I've also noticed on the front suspension here, there's no rebound. That is just spring as compared to the rear, where if I compress down, yeah, we do have rebound. And of course we have a kind of a modified airbox setup that my brother did here. Starts, runs fine. I did at my brother's house before bringing it up, tried to do a top speed run on here, hit 18. This should go a considerably faster than 18, but even with that 18, I sounded like a diesel truck with straight pipes coming down the road. And I started looking, I thought there was a hole in the exhaust. Well, there is a hole in the exhaust, but not because it's a bad exhaust. So first, let's get up on blocks and let's start seeing what we find here. So with it up, I'm not feeling the play in the hubs, But down at the top of the tie rods here, that's got all kinds of slopping around in there, and there may even be, tough to see, right in there. And then this guy's bouncing around.
No Zerk fittings on anyone?
Nope, no Zerk fittings on any of the A-arms. Be great to have those. I see some rubber bushings down here on the spindle, so I think let's go ahead and take these wheels off so we can see these tie rods better, because this first tie rod there, that's spooky. Spooky. Yeah, only when you're driving it. It makes 18 feel like 40. Clean under the dust caps. All right, well, yeah, we'll just use the air gun, pop that off. That's probably 12 mil or so. So closer inspection on this joint. When I take this out, it's one unit, so I'm gonna have to buy the tie rod end if I want to get anything tighter in here. And really it's this side that you can see all of that play in there. Yeah, let me pull that out and show you. So this one slipped right apart. I put this washer back on the bottom here, but this guy, that's really loose, so we're gonna have to look into that. That's the back of the seat. Yeah, that's rotted out there. Oh, so what do we find removing this seat here? 4 bolts?
Yep, 4 bolts. And hold on, you want some more?
There's the back of the seat. Tell you what, the mosquitoes, never have the mosquitoes here in Vermont, but after all that rain, they have suddenly shown up. Ain't that right, Max? All right, there's the seat. So we have a rail system, which is nice. You can slide back and forth depending on how tall the driver is. But the back here, and we're trying to save the back as a template. Nice, I guess we'll say, is that they put this one on with screws, so easy enough to get the back off.
Staple it on when, and it doesn't look in bad shape. A little dry there, but the back's good, so we might be able to save that.
This is
stretch it and save it.
That one's splitting down there. Yeah, because
I'm gonna take it home and I'll trace it out.
Cool, fantastic. Alrighty, so here's the inside. Now a lot of flaking off paint, but the rust is all surface, which is nice. Although one thing I've noticed down here is there's no way for any water to drain. So once water's in here, it pools. So a couple of holes in key spots will drain things. I'll have to give some thought to a headlight system here. I think this is going to be headlight on off, but what we can do is we can turn this on, hit that button, and probe. So let's do that with the voltmeter. We'll go ahead, start this guy up, leave him in neutral, which, let's see, button out, on. There we go. See if I can get 12 volts out of the harness here. There we go, 20 volt DC. Set that where I can see it. And so far I don't know which side of the switch is on versus off, but let's start here. There we go. So that's throwing out 12 volts. Can't imagine this side isn't. All right, 18. Yep, so when the switch is thrown this way, it's on, that's off. I want to get at that exhaust. I want to drop that exhaust off so we can figure out that EGR. Now, Danny,
Plug it.
yeah, and I might be able to plug it in place if I can get, oh, you know, if I lift the battery off, I've probably got enough room to put a plate on there.
Yep.
So let's disconnect the battery, lift that out of there, and let me see. I think I've got some scrap that we can cut and fabricate and seal. I do have scrap. All right, so for the EGR, we're trying to work with it on the exhaust here, trying to get a measurement, center to center.
Let's cut out the length of it first.
Yeah.
And then we'll put it on there and see if we can get.
All right. We're basically going to make a plate to go over rather than trying to crush it and then just kind of fill it with welds. We're going to try and get a plate we can clamp down on it. Let me get a grinding wheel, something to cut with. We've got a drill press, and this is what we're going to make our plate out of. These kind of throwaway disposable tools that always come when you're building furniture, whatever it is. But this is going to be perfect for making a plate. So we'll cut that. What was that? How long was that?
1775.
1775. All right, so we can just cut it with the grinding wheel there. Probably hold it right there in the vise. Let me grab some. I got peeper protectors. I got something for my eye or my ears. And then once we find the holes, we can just drill press right through them. I'm going to look for some nuts and bolts to hold that thing. And these I salvaged from the last battery that went to the dump, and I bet that these battery terminal screws will hold fine with some Loctite. Ooh, nice and warm. So to try and get our mark for drilling this plate here,
We got that piece.
Yep. We put the nuts and bolts in that we're going to use. We're putting our paint pen on the end that I use for touching up tires to make them look good. See if that'll press on there and give us our mark.
Hey, like butter.
All right.
And that's that one. Yep.
All right, we've got a small plate made. Let's see if this. Yep. Let's see if that'll line up, and if it lines up, we'll clean it up in the grinder.
That's still warm.
All right. How close was our precision there? Oh.
You could almost just bolt it right on and walk away.
Let's take the sharpness off the corners, and then we're going to do exactly that with some gasket maker. Bingo, that's a $20 exhaust block-off plate right there. If you were to Google GY6 EGR block-off plates, you'd land on them, but they're all like 14, 16 bucks a plate, and then it's, you know, $4 or $5 shipping. It's like, so that right there, we did that in what, 10 minutes? That's a $20 block-off plate. Boom. That's not bad. Just pulled the cover off. It was an 8mm bolt up here, an 8mm on the side, and then a 10mm down in the center here. But I wanted to get an idea of how everything looked here. Sprocket size, chain condition, sprocket teeth. These teeth look fine to me. Chain, master link I can see down here is intact. It's on, so it needs some lube. And what I was curious is count on these, because I'm not sure what sprocket size, and we have a manual, so I know what the OEM is, but understanding what the balance is going to be for torque, top end speed, etc. So we just pulled one of the spindles off, and the idea is we're going to look to insert a Zerk on this so we can better grease it. You know, it's not bad. There's grease in there, but there's no way to re-grease it, repack it. So if this works, we'll do the other one, then we can do 2 Zerks. All right, so we got a hole punched in. It's just a big cavity in there.